I know you don't want to, but hear me out. Okay, is Luka Samanic the next Andrei Kirilenko? Now, right off the bat, I know you're going to go ahead and try to tell me, Clan, you don't know what you're talking about. He's not even an equivalent of Andrei Kirilenko. Man, he's not even an inkling of what Andrei Kirilenko was. And to that, I will say, maybe you're right. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. So it's actually not me that's coming up with this. It's actually Luka Samanic himself. I don't know if you guys remember this, but before he even stepped in a Spurs jersey, a Spurs locker room, he said that he would compare himself. He compared himself to a few guys. He said KD, even Kukos. But one guy that he did compare himself to was Andrei Kirilenko. He said, he played in Utah. I can run and jump and play defense, just whatever it takes. Now, right off the bat, seeing that, I thought that was very interesting, because when I think about Andrei Kirilenko, one thing that stands out to me, and one word that stands out to me, is underrated. And we're Spurs fans. We know almost every one of our players is usually underrated. But yeah, he was a very underrated player. He deserved way more love than he got when he was playing. And he has so many things to his game. So what is similar between Andrei Kirilenko and Luka Samanic? Honestly, even if we're looking at, I think this is the best way to do it. Just look at Andrei Kirilenko's stats. One thing that's going to stand out to you is that statistically, he is the definition, okay? He is the epitome of a player that is an overall, all-around good player. If you look at his stats, he always averaged at least 10, a little bit more than 10. He always had at least a couple blocks per game. The most being in the season was 3.3. That is nuts. Okay, that's crazy. And then steals, he was always around the 2 mark, 1.5, 2 mark steals per game. And then assists, he always gave you a few assists, and defense just every single thing around his game is pretty nice. Now, 3-point percentage, people say that he was a bad 3-point shooter, but in those days, big men didn't really shoot like that. I mean, he came up in the league with Shaquille O'Neal and guys in that regard. So I don't think that's necessarily fair. And then looking at Luka, it's stupid to even look at his stats when he's barely played. But I will tell you my thoughts on these two players, and I will say that even though Andrei Kirilenko has some accolades that are fairly impressive, he should have more. I don't think it's totally out of the realm that Luka Samanic can get on that level. Some of the things about Andrei Kirilenko that I always loved, and that I love Andrei Kirilenko, is his passing ability. And Luka Samanic definitely has some passing ability. He has eyes at the back of his head. Luka Samanic does as well. And Luka is one of those guys that we're kind of in a weird spot right now. We kind of sit back and we're like, we don't know what he's going to be. We don't know what's going to be great about him. We don't know. But at the end of the day, Luka Samanic is definitely a Swiss Army knife. That's just what type of player he is. The reason why we can't get a hold of what he's going to be or what type of player he will be is because he does so many things so well. He can shoot the ball. He can pass the ball. He can play decent defense. He has high basketball IQ. He can drive the ball. And the one thing that's kind of been a knock on him that people have talked about is his size, but even that is about to improve. He got some more muscle, so he's going to be able to add even more to his game. He is a quick player. We don't know what position he can play, because he can play small forward or power forward. He can even play a little bit of center. But the thing is, even size-wise, he's very similar to Andrei Kirilenko. Luka Samanic is 6'10", and Andrei Kirilenko is 6'9", so they're very similar in size, very similar in stature, especially going into this next season. And I have to say that even if he gets close to an Andrei Kirilenko, we're in good shape. Now, here's the one thing that some people will say. It's actually two things that people will say. They will say that Luka Samanic can't drive the ball, and to that I will say, you don't know what you're talking about. Luka Samanic is actually good at driving the ball. He's good around the rim. It's just a matter of, getting those touches and being able to show that in the NBA at a high level. That is the question. Because everything that I've seen from Luka has been, G League, not necessarily, on the court with NBA players, making them work a little bit. Now, the second thing that people will add is the defense. Can he even get close to this amount of defense. And that was the one thing that was kind of weird to me that Luka said, was that he compared himself to Andrei Kirilenko in regard that he can run, jump, and play defense. And Luka Samanic is okay at defense, okay? And this is a while ago, obviously, but he is pretty good at defense. But I was kind of shocked that that's where he went with that, because at the end of the day, I would definitely say that everything else in Andrei Kirilenko's game would be similar to Luka Samanic, other than the defensive side of the ball. But look, similar to what Jock Landale said, when you're a foreign player and you're coming to the NBA, you could very well become a great defender. It just takes time. You have to adjust. You have to, get acclimated to the if I said that word right, to the speed of the game and everything. It's a different level. It's a different elite level. So, but yeah, I really want to know what you guys think about this, because I think that that's a pretty cool comparison. And if he can even touch that, I think Luka is in a really good spot. But he is a Swiss Army knife. Andrei Kirilenko was the definition of Swiss Army knife, and I could see it, man. So I just want to know what you guys think about that. Also, if you want to become a Patreon member, link in the description. I am doing a giveaway at the end of each month. I wanted to just try to give back because of everybody that's becoming patrons and stuff like that and supporting the channel. So if you become a YouTube member or a Patreon member, yeah, you're going to be entering the giveaway. I'm going to be giving away NBA 2K. And if you win and you don't want NBA 2K, I'll just do a gift card or something. All right. Okay. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Is Luka crazy? All right. Don't call me crazy in the comments this time. All right. This is Luka. Luka said this. All right. I didn't come up with this one. But yeah, I'll get with you guys later. Till next time. Deuces, man.